I'm Shannon Bouvier reporting to you live from Penn State News Central, and I'm here with Tom Cashin, employee of Whole Foods Market, here to answer some questions today. Tom, it's great to have you here with us.
Great to be here, Shannon.
Great. Okay, so let's get started. How long have you been working at Whole Foods Market?
I've been working with the company for just over 2 years, 2 years, 10 months, since February 2012.
Oh, okay, that's great. And how were your first days on the job?
They were very stressful. It was, I wasn't trained too much, and so it was a lot of learning on the job as I went. So it was pretty hard.
Right. How were your expectations going into the job?
It wouldn't be, it was just a school job, so, pay some bills and stuff like that. So it wasn't anything that I thought would be too hard, but it was, it was a lot of learning, a lot of work, so it wasn't.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, Tom, what is your position?
My position is produce buyer and supervisor.
Okay. And what are some of your responsibilities at work?
My responsibilities include making sure everyone's on time and on task and has their responsibilities and goals for the day.
That's great. What are some of the key factors in succeeding at Whole Foods Market?
It's being able to communicate with your peers and your superiors, having knowledge of the department, and coming in to work every day with the right mindset.
Okay.
How do you communicate with your peers?
Either face-to-face or email if necessary.
And how about your superiors?
It's face-to-face, by email usually, or if by phone if necessary, because I'm always need to be available for my job.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you face?
Mostly you have to deal with motivating people, making sure people remain on task on a daily basis, bringing in the appropriate amount of product for sale, and ensuring that customer needs are met every day.
Well, that's very important. When faced with a problem, how do you go about solving it?
By communicating with the people that I work with and making sure that there's a clear set of expectations, and making sure every day that I bring in the appropriate amount of product and making sure that item remains in stock.
What would you say is your biggest challenge on a daily basis?
It's definitely pleasing customers and making sure that all their needs are met. And when I'm unable to do that, I'm able to offer them a complimentary product and make sure that they go home happy at the end of the day. And make sure, as my main job as a buyer after that is to make sure that that item's there in the future, and I'm able to control that.
Wow, that's great. Okay, well, I just want to thank you for your time, Tom. And
It was a pleasure, Shannon.
okay. I'd like to welcome my next guest, Chris Angelis. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Shannon, for having me.
Great. So, how long have you been working at Whole Foods, Chris?
For about 6 months now. I started in June of 2014.
Okay. So how were your first days on the job?
Well, they were tough. I had to learn the products by myself. I didn't really have much help in order to solve problems, so I relied on myself mostly.
What were your expectations going into the job?
I thought it was going to be really easy. I used to work in a supermarket before, so I had some knowledge of the products. But there's a different dynamic at Whole Foods, and I had to kind of get assimilated into that.
Exactly. What are some key factors in succeeding at Whole Foods Market?
Well, I have to say the biggest thing is communication. Without communication, things fall apart, especially with making sure stuff is stocked properly. So if you don't have an item there, that somebody gets on it immediately. So it's important.
Okay. How do you communicate with your superiors?
Mainly face-to-face. They're in there most of the time when I'm working there, so I have to rely on talking to them, making sure the information is passed clearly, and also sometimes by email if necessary.
Sure. All right. I want to thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.